Hello, I'm Blaine, and welcome to Ludo Cognito, the channel where we look at gaming, gamification, and game-based learning. I was going to hold off making this video for a bit because I was waiting on the full release of Blender 2.8, but news has kind of run away with us regarding Blender in a number of areas. I'm in danger of having too much to put into one video. So anyway, I will crack on. So we have, at the moment, Blender 2.8 Release Candidate 2 available. Release Candidate 1 came out earlier last week and a few problems were found with it. They were addressed and Release Candidate 2 was released towards the back end of last week. As far as I know, no problems have been found with that, or no serious ones anyway. And the full release of Blender 2.8 is imminent any day now. Now, 2.8 is a massive upgrade from 2.79. There has been improvements across the board, certainly more than I will go into in this video. But needless to say, because of a new way of working, sort of better funding and a new way of working, bringing all the all their developers into a single location, they've probably made more progress in the past year than they have in the previous 3 or 4. So Blender 2.8 coming out any day now, and it's awesome. Now, off the back of that, because of the a number of things, Blender has had more good news. Now, first, back end of last week, Epic Games announced that they were going to be giving, or they are going to give, Blender Foundation $1.2 million to support the development of Blender from the Epic Megagrants, and this is to be released over a 3-year period. And Blender are wisely going to use this to be able to maintain the momentum that they've built up over the past year, and be able to keep that going with the addition potentially of additional developers. I think I might make a separate video about the Epic Megagrants, because again there's probably a bit more there to talk about than I want to make in a short video such as this. But that's basically secured Blender for at least the next 3 or 4 years. Not that they actually were short of any money, but it's really given them a massive cash injection and a lot of credibility in the sort of professional CG world. So that was last week. This week, another announcement. Ubisoft have decided that they are going to become a gold funder, a gold member of the Blender Development Fund. Now, this isn't Ubisoft that we know of in terms of the computer games company. This is a different branch, a different division. So it's Ubisoft Film and Television, and specifically the Ubisoft Animation Studio. And this is the studio which is tasked with creating complementary animation series, shorts, films to go with their IP. So such as the Rabbids and sort of various other computer games. So this is sort of production animation that complements the video games and works hand in hand. And so they are now a gold contributor, a gold funder of the Blender Studio, and I'll talk a little bit about that in a moment. And we can see the sort of announcement from Blender here. So they have to say, today Ubisoft announced that they will be joining the Blender Foundation Development Fund as a corporate gold member. Not only will Ubisoft help funding online support for Blender developers, Ubisoft Animation Studio, a department of Ubisoft Film and Television, will also use Blender for their production and assign developers to contribute to the Blender open source project. So that's really interesting. So not only are they just funding it, they are using it themselves, or will be using it themselves. I think because of the development of 2.8 and how it's progressed, more and more of their animators have expressed an interest to use it as an in-house tool. But it's interesting that they're actually going to be assigning developers to to contribute to the Blender project. So we're going to be seeing additional sort of tools being developed for Blender specifically for sort of production animation. So that's going to be interesting. And then we have sort of statements by both the head of Ubisoft and Ton Rosendahl from the Blender Foundation. So this is fantastic news for Blender. Sort of got two big companies on board. I can't help but think that maybe this is just the first of a spate. Blender's come a long way, and I think it's starting to get recognised as a serious tool within professional CG. Can't compete on some of the with some of the big boys on some things, but I think in sort of general production, I think it's definitely a contender. So we have Ubisoft's blog post that's effectively the same story from their side, and this actually has a little bit more information. There's actually an interview with Pero Jacquet. I'm sorry if I've butchered your name there, but basically it's an interview with the head of the studio and his thoughts and feelings on why Blender was chosen as a recipient of this. So let's just talk a quick bit about the development fund. We can see that the Blender Development Fund, so they have a goal at the moment of 100,000 euros a month, which will basically fund 20 full-time developers. They're currently on just shy of 70,000 euros a month. And so that's not bad at all. And we can see for individual memberships, anyone can help support it. So this ranges from bronze at €5 a month up to your diamond at 250 euros a month. And these are the benefits you get for such support. What Ubisoft has done is they have it's the corporate membership that they have done. And we can see a whole list of sort of patrons and corporate membership from gold, silver, etc. So we can see there's a lot of people that are investing in Blender here. So the development fund itself, so we're looking at corporate gold is 30,000 euros a year. So that's basically a developer for a 6 months developer cost of. So this is sort of great news for Blender. And as I said, I can't help but think that we may be seeing some more developments over the coming weeks and months as well in this sphere. But good on Blender. It's an application I use regularly and have done for many years. And this is all good news, really. Nothing to gripe about here. So anyway, that's all for this episode. It's gone a little longer than I expected. Further details can be seen in the description below. If you like the channel and its contents, then please hit that like and subscribe button so you don't miss out. And pop on over to the website ludocognito.com for more content. And I'll see you folks later. Bye.